Hello, welcome to my channel. On this video I'm going to wrap this center console with vinyl cover. And the first video related to this center console, you saw me cutting everything that is strap, and I put all those pieces of wood together. That is a long process, but here I am now. It's time to cover with vinyl. And always I suggested to put like a padding on top. Can be 1/8 or 1/4 or half-inch foam, just for padding. That way when the customer touch it, when you touch it, you don't feel the wood directly. Now it has to be soft, that part. So to put the foam, I had to put glue on all that wood on top only, and I will do the same thing with the foam. Put glue on both sides, the wood and the foam. It all depends on the side that you're going to do. That's how much foam you will add it. So something very important right here. Make sure when you put in that foam on top, no wrinkle. It has to be plain. In case if you see any wrinkle or any bump, try to get rid of, because it is not good. First of all, might be able to show it on top of the vinyl on the new upholstery, and you don't want that to happen. So I pull this headliner and make it smooth as possible. See right there, it has to be plain. Nothing about wrinkle right there. So I put that foam already. Now I have to trim all around. To trim all around, you can use a utility knife, or you can do it with your scissor. Your scissor, to do this, you have to be so sharp. Cut it all around. If you want to leave like 1 inch extra, that's fine. I am cutting all around exactly on the edge, and I got it right there. So this is half foam already. So now I have to make those holes, because this center console, if you saw my first video related, I made those holes in there because we'll have an accessory. And right there where I'm cutting right now, we'll have like the charger, and we'll have 2 USB port. And there is. So, and there will be the stereo. The foam around that part, when I am putting the stereo, I cut them exactly to the wood. I didn't give nothing extra. On the rest of that hole, I give like 1/4 all around extra on the foam. But right there, if I give like extra, the stereo won't go in. So that wood is exactly, I give it the exact amount extra only for the vinyl, not for the headliner. So right now I am dropping a line right there. Make sure if you're doing something like that, make sure to do it. What is that line for? Well, I will cut this center console on 3 pieces, and those lines are those marks are for where I'm going to trace a new piece. I'm going to put a little bit of glue just to hold this material. I don't want it to move during the tracing process. And I put glue, and I just make sure to put all those 2 pieces together. In that way, it's not gonna move. Now I can start tracing. How do you know where do you have to put a stitch? Well, it's obviously when you are putting a vinyl, like on this case, you know the vinyl fit exactly on there, plain. It's just an extra. So I will trim that vinyl, I will cut it, because if I try to fold it, it's not going to look good. So it's not going to look good only if I fold it. So that means I have to add another piece on the side to make it look good. And that means I have to put a stitch too in order to hold those pieces together. So I am tracing exactly on top of the mark that is under, or let's put it this way, I am tracing on that angle, wood angle. I am tracing them exactly on there. So I got them already. I have to cut it, then I will give like extra for the seams allowance. Make sure to do that. If you used to take in like 1/2 inch or 1/4 or 3/4 when you are sewing those pieces, that's the amount that you will have to give it. I only give it like 1/2 inch extra for the seam because I get used to do it that way. When I am sewing together, I will take that 1/2 inch that I give extra. If I give like 1/2 inch and I don't take in like 1/2 inch, that cover might be big, will be loose, and I don't want that. I want this cover tight. So that's what I have to give it like exactly 1/2 inch and take in 1/2 inch. So I cut that top panel already, and now I will cut the side, and I will do the same thing, tracing, and during this process make sure to hold that piece, because you don't want that piece to move. In case if it move might lie. So, and I will cut that because the left and right piece panel are the same. I will cut both at the same time, and I will give the for the seam allowance. And I got all those pieces together. Now it's time to take it to the sewing machine and sewing. Before you go into use the sewing machine and any material, if you haven't replaced the thread, make sure to check it, because you don't want to skip or to fail on the middle of the seams. You see me right there, you have a black material under the foot press. So because I already replaced the thread and I already checked it, so now I'm going to put this piece. Remember, you put marks, you put notches, and make sure those notches match each other. In case if it doesn't match, that means something is not right. If it is not, if it is like 1/2 inch, if that's too much. But if it is like less than 1/8, pull a little bit, whatever piece is short, but it has to match. You see right there on the corner, those two notches are matching. So that's what I want. I am 100% sure that I am sewing this piece together, putting these two pieces together right. So I got one, and I have to do the same thing with the other one. And the process for the other one is the same. I'm not going to show you, but I just let you know it will be the same. Just give you an idea how I did it with the last one. You can start it for this way, you can start it for the other way, the way that I have it before. See, I'm putting one mark on top of the other one, and it has to be like that. It has to be like that. In case if it is hard for you, put some staple, like those from office staple. Use those one just to hold those pieces until you sew it together. Now I am putting a top stitch sometime console have the stitch on the side, the top stitch on the side, and some of them have French stitch, but this one only have a top stitch. That's what the customer want. I am putting the top stitch on the top panel. Sometimes can be on the side, but like the way I see it, when it's a top stitch, look better on the top piece, as you see right there. And that top stitch, you have to be straight. Make sure to put them straight, because if it's not straight, it might look weird, might look like that stitch is not right. And believe me, everything can be perfect on that center console, but if the stitch is not straight, that will look the rest of the center console look ugly. That's why I say spend time, practice it before you put the top stitch, in case if you don't have experience. Before you go into put a top stitch, make sure to practice. You see, I am pulling those material. I'm pulling right and I'm pulling left, because I want that top stitch to come in nice. Otherwise, it might look like they're like with the big bump if you don't pull it those pieces. So I got that cover sewing together. So now it is time to mount this cover. I only put glue on that part of the center console, and I will do the same thing on the cover. I don't want nothing on the center console to have glue, just that part. Where you are putting the cover, you might see it look like weird, like if it's not gonna fix. But remember, if you cut them exactly and you give like ½ inch extra, and you take in that ½ inch during the sewing process, the cover must fit. Spend time, put them on the right place, and then start putting a staple. If you go with a staple, but if you prefer using like glue, the result will be the same. The only difference will be the cover is on with the staple and the cover is on with glue, or any way you prefer. I'm going to use a staple gun because I prefer putting this cover with the staple, and the staple that I will use is 3/8, and I will use maybe 1/4 too. Both of them work fine on this console, and I will pull it, and some of those staples might be removed later. This is just to put the cover and see if it is on the placing right. In case if it doesn't have a wrinkle, you can put a heat gun, or you can put them on the sun, because it shouldn't be wrinkle at the end. It should be plain. That's what I say, put the cover, placing the cover right. Any mistake on the installation might create wrinkle. See, and I am pulling and I put a staple. That's the way it should be. Pulling, see which way do I have to pull, and put the staple. Right there on the back can have a lot of wrinkle, but nothing on the top, nothing where you can see it. Where you can see it from outside, when the center console is on the car, should be plain. If you see the center console on the car, any angle that you see it from outside, should be plain. Inside, right there behind, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This center console will have 2 speakers on the side, so I make everything for that. I make it big enough to put 2 cup holder, big enough to put two USB and the charger for charging the phone, and for the stereo, and the two small speakers. So it will have a lot of things in the center console. And now I am trimming the vinyl all around, and you see it look nice, except I have to make some cut in there for the stereo. And I am trimming all around. I don't want to leave any extra material in there because, first of all, I know it doesn't see it can be like that, but in case if the customer remove the center console and he see under, I don't want to see the apartment there. I want to see it nice as possible. So now I am putting glue in there. I will put a lot of heat in there. This vinyl, it doesn't stretch that much, so I will put in hot air to force it to stretch. But when the vinyl it doesn't stretch and you heat it too much, that look ugly. So don't, if the vinyl doesn't stretch, don't put a lot of heat. Touch it. If you see it. So I putting, I have to make cut in there. I have to cut it. That's what I am heating the vinyl. So I'll put a mark right here, same right here. Those marks are the angle of the wood, the edge of the wood. There is the edge. So I don't wanna like cut it too much. Just cut it like ½ inch before that edge. If you cut it bigger, that's not a problem. The problem will be if you cut it less than ½ inch, and those cuts when you put the stereo might see it, might still showing. So you don't want that to happen. So cut it, you see where the edge is, and I don't cut it till the edge. No, I cut it like ½ inch before. Then I have to force it. I have to heat it, heat the vinyl to force it, because I have to mold it to the wood. That's the thing, I have to mold it. I have to make that vinyl follow the shape of the wood. And it is not easy because it is square. If that part was like rounded a little bit, would be easy, would be piece of cake. But right here you see me hitting that vinyl. That's why. And I am cutting a little by little. See how I am spending time right here, try to make this nice as possible. And this kind of thing, it has to be like that, because it has to look nice in there. At the end, if it still look like with wrinkle on the top, I will put a heat gun, hot air, and I will cut the other hole exactly like this too, because it has one for the stereo, one for the compartment. There is the other hole. I will put the vinyl inside the hole because I don't want the wood to see it. I want to cover that part with vinyl too, inside that compartment. But first, you see, this is just a pattern that I cut, because I will put 2 pieces of wood on the side. And I'm going to cut first that piece of wood. This is just to change the way how it look, like custom. That's this wood is for. And I am using a jigsaw. And I got that wood, and I will cut all around that piece. So I got the wood, the two wood cut them already. I cut by one. I cut the two at the same time. Now I am using this like drill. This is for wood. And why I am using this? Because I'm going to put like a plastic clip. And I don't want to see no bump. And I don't want to add like foam. I don't want to add like chipboard on top. That's what I am doing this. That's what I am using the drill bit. That drill bit is very important, and it is cheap. You can buy them on Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight. There are a lot of stores where you can buy it. See, I am using, and I'm going to make a lot of like 5 holes with a drill bit. So I'm done with those holes, making those holes. Now I am sanding those edges. This wood is 1/4 thickness. And I want to be like 1/8 done when it's wrapped with vinyl. So that's what I am sanding right there. 1/4 is too thick in there, so I want a less. I have to sand it, killing the edge, and I have to do it by hand. Why I'm using my hand instead of sanding with the power tool? Because the sand that I have my sander, the grips, is too rough, and I want something smoother right there. That's what I'm using, a sandpaper right there to kill all those bump, sharp edges on the wood. Nothing has to show it through the vinyl, nothing at all, not even the head of the click. You see that click? All of that click, it has to be like that. And I got it. I got one piece, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other piece. So I have both pieces, and now I have to wrap it with vinyl. This process is easy because it doesn't have foam. You just have to put a nut glue on both pieces and start pulling a little bit. Pull it and trim the vinyl, no wrinkle on this piece of wood. Make sure to be flat as possible. In case if there is some wrinkle, make sure to hit it with the hammer, because other way those clicks will go in, but you will still see like a gap between that piece of wood and between the center console, and you don't want something like that to see it. So I'm gonna hit it with the hammer on the corner, making sure, and pay attention to those clicks. You won't be able to see nothing, not even a bump, not even a mark. So I got it right there. I made those holes, and you see there is the hole right there. Hit it with the hammer, and nothing about clay, you can see it. Nothing. It's almost done. You can see right there. I had to take it. Well, of course, I had to put all the accessories, everything, and take it to the car. And then on the car, I run the cable for the speaker. But that will be the last part related to this video. It's almost done. How to wrap and how to upholster the center console. And that little piece that I put him on the side made this look awesome. I will put a little bit heat on the top because I can see some no wrinkle, but the vinyl I pulled the vinyl too much on those corners, but I will heat them up a little bit with the heat gun and may look the center console look nice at the end. I would put the, I'm making the hole for the cup holder. And there is the cup holder. And you see the compartment in there? I put a vinyl in there. I upholstered that area with vinyl and make it look nice, that thing. I would put 2 screws. In case if the customer want, I would put 2 screws in there just to make sure to hold the piece strong. But I prefer asking them first. Even like that, it's not gonna, the seat will make the center console stay like firm on that area. But in case if it move, the customer might want me to put some screw. But this is done. This is done. I'm going to put them on the car and let's see how it look. Wow, and it look nice. You can see him on there. Even my brother had to make the carpet for this car, but this look nice. Look nice. You can see him on there. Wow. I have to hit the click a little bit more right there because I still seeing the head of the click in there, a little bit the bump on there, the passenger side. I just will hit a little bit with the hammer. I don't want nothing to show. And that glove compartment open and close without a problem, man. That's awesome. So this is all related to this video, see? Nice. I figured it that way. Wow. That piece make it look gray. See it in there? All one color. That space for the gas pedal in there is in there. This take time, but at the end look nice. Thank you guys for watching this video. You saw how do I cover. See this stereo have a camera. You can see it on there. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you are considered to subscribe to my channel, well, I am uploading video related to car interior so often, and everything related to upholstery. Can be motorcycle, body interior, furniture. So feel free to subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you.